So here you can see different services and two ingresses created for Nginx and Apache. Now this is these three which you see in the middle, right? External app Nginx service. This is a load balancer type, and you see since this is external one, it gets external IP address. Now this one, internal service Nginx. Now here we do not specify any subnet where the load balancer, internal load balancer has to be created. So here the IP address is coming from the node, the default node, right? And in this case, internal service Nginx subnet, we have specified a separate subnet to create this load balancer. And you can see that this is coming in a different range, right? 10.1.4. Now for the Nginx, there are two ingresses created as well, Nginx for Nginx and Apache. One is based on app gateway. This is AGIC ingress, and another is a web ingress, which is based on HTTP application routing. Now the difference between these two is that, as the name suggests, right, application gateway controller, it uses app gateway behind the scenes, right? Whereas HTTP application routing, it uses load balancer, Azure load balancer at the backend. That's the one difference. Another is it also creates a DNS zone for us, and within the DNS zone it also creates A records for a particular service. So in this case, if I show you the code, right? So let's look at the code here. So this is the ingress definition, which is creating HTTP application based ingress, right? Now here we have specified the web ingress as the name, and this is our DNS zone which is created when we enable this particular add-on. Now our DNS name for the A record becomes the ingress name plus the DNS zone which is there. And if I show you on the portal, right, so you can see that this is the DNS zone which is created by the controller itself, or you can say by the add-on. And within this zone, this web ingress A record is created for this particular IP address, right? And this is all done by the controller itself. We don't have to do anything in this screen, right? So that's how this is created. And if we try to access it, for example, this is our host name and Nginx. So we've already done that. But if I change it to, let's say, Apache, right? So both are working. And similarly, if you look for, so here you can see we have configured two routes. One is Nginx, another is Apache. Now similarly for the application gateway, you specify this, but here the ingress class becomes application gateway, right? So that's the only difference from the code perspective. Now there is a one problem, at least in this current version of HTTP application routing, and I'll show you quickly. The default version which is getting deployed, it is 10.1, right? And so 10.1 has a problem wherein it is not creating the DNS entries, right? You will see that there is some error or some problem. Now this does get resets back to, so what I have to do is, once you create it and you see an error, you have to change it to 10.2 and save it. While it is 10.2, it will go ahead and create your A records in the DNS zone, but within a minute or so it will revert back to 10.1. But that time interval is enough for it 10.2 to create your A records, right? This is the only way it will work at the moment, and I haven't figured out a way to permanently change this this version of controller. Okay, so even if I change it to 10.2 right now, you will see this is updated, but within a 2 minutes or so it will revert back to 10.1, and 10.1 does not work, right? So if you create a HTTP application routing and you see that DNS record is not being created. Come in here and update it to 10.2. That will work. But you do that after you have created the ingress. So that's it for the video.